Versatile Mage. Chapter 3. Opening Ceremony. After Mo Fan returned home, all he could think of were the words Mu he had said. They sounded earnest and sincere, but the disdain he held for the Mo family, and toward Mo Fan himself, was very clear. Can't even become a primary level magician. Your father, will make you eat those words. Mo Fan admitted there had been a time when he and the little princess, Mu Ningzu, were very close. But back then, he hadn't understood the kind of disaster this would bring upon his poverty-stricken family. That day had taught him one thing: a difference in social class truly existed. Mo Fan, I've solved your problem. I called an old friend of mine, and it turns out he's doing really well now. He's the chairman of Tianlan Magic High. He said if you can diligently cultivate magic, he can let you enter Tianlan Magic High and awaken your elemental magic. This kind of opportunity only comes once in a lifetime, so you really need to do your best this time, alright? The yellow-faced Mo Jiaxing entered the home with a smile, patting Mo Fan on the shoulder. Mo Fan looked at his father's joyous expression. Normally, he would also be happy and celebrate by drinking a cup of white wine with him. But now, after knowing the truth, how could he still trust that honest laugh? What hurt even more was knowing that no one else in society respected his father. Really, that's amazing. That's my dad. He can fix anything. Mo Fan finally put on a smile and wrapped an arm around his father's shoulder. Of course. Who do you think your father is? Mo Jiaxing grinned even wider, convinced his son's words were genuine. The father and son had a few drinks together. While they were drinking, Mo Jiaxing said tactfully, Mo Fan, you should live in the dorms. I'm planning on renting out the house so we can get a bit more money. Mo Fan already knew this house had basically been sold to Mu He. The building itself had little value, but the land was worth a lot since it was inside the city. Alright, I'll do that. I don't come back often anyway. It's just, what about Xin Chia? Mo Fan asked, pretending not to know the truth. Xin Chia is staying with your aunt. Honestly, it's not easy for two men like us to take care of her. She's a sensible girl, so we don't need to worry, Mo Jiaxing said. In that case, I understand. Make sure to visit me often at school, Mo Fan replied. I will. Alright, I'm tired. I'll head to bed. You start school tomorrow, Mo Jiaxing said, finishing his last cup of white wine before staggering off. Watching his father's back, Mo Fan suddenly thought of the essay written by Zhu Ziqing. I will live at school, Xin Chia will stay with our aunt. We've found places to stay, but, where will this man live? Ultimately, Mo Fan didn't bring it up. Mo Jiaxing was willing to make sacrifices because he believed it was a father's duty and honor. He wanted his son to study in peace, solving any problems for him without complaint. Besides, Mo Fan knew that bringing it up would only cause his father sorrow and shame. After all, what man didn't want to be a father who could fix everything for his son? Mo Fan couldn't bring himself to say it. Others might not respect his father, but he would. This broken house, so what if we don't live here? In 3 years, after I've mastered magic, I'll have whatever I want. In this society, magic meant respect. I will become an indomitable master magician. The 2 months of summer break passed quickly. Mo Fan felt as though he had been thrown into a sea of books. Tianlan Magic High had all kinds of books. Magic textbooks were as complex and numerous as science books, full of deep and valuable knowledge. However, Mo Fan had gained a great harvest. At the very least, he was no longer an illiterate, well, a magic illiterate. He had grasped all the knowledge from 9 years of compulsory magic education, his hidden potential driven out by desperation. School started on the 1st of September. The opening day was significant for all magic students because it was the day they determined what type of elemental magician they would become. Awakening, as the name suggested, was the process of awakening the hidden powers within the body. Little brat, I wish you luck. Best if you awaken the fire element. it gives an advantage over other magic students. Of course, rock's not bad, nor is wind, said old man Gu, the chief supervisor of the library. Mo Fan nodded along without really understanding him. Once old man Gu started talking, he didn't stop. The truth was, Mo Fan hadn't slept at all the previous night. Today's awakening wasn't just a turning point in his fate, it was an unprecedented experience. In his original world, magic didn't even exist. But now, he was about to experience it for real. His heart was pounding with excitement. Mo Fan was placed in Class 8, his student number being 48. It couldn't be helped, he had practically entered the school through the back door. The higher the student number, the higher the score in the magic middle school exams. Higher-ranked students generally had faster cultivation speeds, since their understanding of magic was better. As luck would have it, the number 1 in Class 8 happened to be Mo Fan's old classmate, Mu Bai. Mu Bai was from the Mu family, though not the main branch. The reason he looked down on Mo Fan was obvious. Mu Bai was considered a little young master, while Mo Fan was the son of a servant, thus, a servant himself. Unfortunately for him, he was far from being on Mu Ningshui's level. Mu Bai had tried every trick to win her over, but she always ignored him. Still, Mu Bai's grades in magic were excellent. Within the Mu family, he received extra attention. If he awakened the family's ice element, his cultivation speed would multiply. The Mu family had resources other families could never match, even for a child of a branch family. Class, congratulations on your admittance. Many of you have been waiting for this exciting day, but before that, there are things I must say. On the Great Magic Grounds, all 1,500 new students were divided into 20 classes, standing neatly in squads. It was a magnificent sight. Students, do you know what it means to become a mage? No matter what kind of mage you become, never forget that magicians exist to help humanity grow. We shoulder humanity's most important mission. Outside these safe cities, countless magical beasts watch us like predators. As the headmaster finished his speech, he finally came to the moment everyone was waiting for. All right, you will begin the awakening ceremony today. I hope you will become rising stars in the magical world. As his words ended, the students could no longer contain their excitement. Who doesn't want to wield blazing fire to destroy enemies? Who doesn't want to freeze the world with ice? Who doesn't want to gallop across the land with the wind? Who doesn't want to stand unshaken with the power of the earth? Countless stories, videos, and movies told of heroic magicians, inspiring students to dream. Today marked their first step toward becoming mages who roamed the lands of magical beasts, or ruled the magical cities with unmatched power. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.